And these brothers, man, I need y'all to hear one thing. If it's only one thing you ever hear me say, man, because I don't get on here and claim to know everything, but if there's one thing I know, brothers, it's this. Anything outside of your truth, you have to consider it a false reality, man. Anything outside of your truth, you have to consider it a false reality. You know what I'm saying? Well, before I even get into that, man, first, when I say you're a truth, y'all brothers do understand that what I'm saying is, like when I'm talking about putting yourself in a bubble, when I'm talking about making your life where you're governed by your own rules, I'm talking about your truth. Like what you claim to be financial success, what you claim to be health, you know what I'm saying? What you claim to be a healthy relationship, like that's your truth. In other words, when you form your truth, you're saying, hey, you know what? I don't care what the world is doing. Like these are the rules that I'm governed by. Yeah, people can be saying all these things about the economy. People can be saying the relationships are bad and all this other stuff. But this is my truth. So this is what my world will reflect. Right? That's your truth. Now I'm saying this. Anything outside of your truth, you have to consider it a false reality. In other words, you can't respond to it like it's a real thing. And the reason I want to talk about this, man, is because here lately we've been talking about establishing your truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers have bought the book, and so the reason I'm talking about this is because this is one thing you got to understand.
Attention, please mind the gap between train and platform. Thank you.
One thing you got to understand is this. Once you form your new truth, because this is the thing, once you form your new truth, it's easy, I'll say it this, it's easy to form a truth. It's easy for you to sit still in your room and take a weekend off and put some things on paper, take some time to meditate, whether it's a few days, whether it's a few weeks, and form a new truth, right? I'm not going to that whole detail. 4 levels of becoming is what I'm talking about, right? It's easy to do that. But the challenge comes when it's time to prove yourself to that truth. The challenge comes when it's time to prove yourself to that truth. And what I mean by that is, like where a lot of people get discouraged is when they form a new truth, like they think that the world is going to just change automatically. Oh, I formed a new truth, so my world is getting ready to do X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be living in this energy in the next few days or whatever. It doesn't happen like that. You have to understand this. When you first form your new truth, for a minute, you're going to have to see the replay of your old world. Like for 5 minutes, so to speak, for 5 minutes, your world is going to be doing the exact same thing. Why is it going to be doing the exact same thing? So if I have a new truth, because the world has to first test and see if you're true to that truth. In other words, this is what I mean. In other words, the world has to give you that same thing, that same scenario, to see if you're going to respond the exact same way that you used to. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to see if you're going to respond the exact same way that you used to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a check and balance of life. It's just a check and balance of creation, man. It's always going to, and I don't care if it's a relationship, I don't care if it's a money trial, I don't care if it's a health scare. Your world is going to present the same thing to you one more time at least, just to see how you respond to it. Yeah, you did all the meditation and praying and chanting and counting bees and going to church and giving tithes, but let me present this problem to you again and see if your emotional state is the exact same or not. Every single time. This is going to happen every single time, brothers. So the thing is, when this happens, you have to show creation, you have to show the universe that, hey, you know what? Same scenario, different person. Same scenario, different person. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand this, man, and this is when it gets to talking to the power of your truth, man. And I need y'all to hear this, bro. I love coming up here, man, first off. I love coming up here, man, and standing over traffic. especially at night, man. It's a vibe. And I'm gonna leave a link at the end of this video, man, of an affiliate channel. If y'all want to kind of submerge yourself in the Thailand, specifically Bangkok atmosphere, man, I'll leave a link at the end of this channel, and check those videos out, man. But this is when it comes to the powerful part of one of the most powerful parts of your truth, man. You have to understand this. Hear me out. Your world can only reflect the truths that you agree to. Your world can only reflect the truths that you agree to, right? And of course, we always talk about the basics. I mean, something as simple as okay, the news is saying that the financial thing is doing a certain thing. The numbers are bad. The dollar is lower. Like, all those things may be fact. All those things may be taking place in the collective. Let me say it like that. All those things may be taking place, but it all comes down to what you call true. Like, what is your truth? You know what I'm saying? Like when the news is putting all this stuff out, and hey, look at these charts and all this stuff. All they're trying to do is convince you. They're not trying to inform you. They're trying to convince you. They're wanting you to agree to it. Because if you don't agree to it, it can't be a thing. But you have the collective's unconscious that agree to everything that comes over the television and form their emotional state based on what's being told on the news. But if it's not your truth, don't agree to it. I don't care if it's, everybody at this certain age is going to get this sickness, and everybody that don't wear a mask is going to die from this, and everybody that eats this type of food, or everybody that, you have some people that like smoke cigarettes, right? And they say, and I'm not promoting smoking cigarettes, but they say how, you know what, man, if you smoke cigarettes, this is gonna happen. And cigarettes, I'm sure, are pretty harmful, extremely harmful. Look at my screen back right, man. Or extremely harmful. But at the same time, there are some people that are over 100 years old that smoke every day. Y'all remember that guy out of Austin, the last World War II veteran, black guy? He said all he did was, it was something he ate every day, and he said he smoked cigars all day. I think he died at 107 or 109 years old because that wasn't his truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying the power of a truth. He might, you might say, hey, you know what? I can drink liquor all day. I can do XYZ. I can smoke this, but it doesn't align with my truth. It's kind of like, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense, man. When if y'all heard the old recording of Neville Goddard when he was talking about Abdullah, not the one when he was talking about moving to Barbados and that whole scenario. I'm talking about the one where he was coming back from Barbados and he was talking about Abdullah. And he said, man, Abdullah, he said I would bring Abdullah liquor from Bahamas, bring him just big jars. And he said in one sitting, Abdullah would just drink all of it. He said, I thought Abdullah was going to have this for months. He would drink it in one setting. And Neville questioned about him. Neville questioned him. Neville said, hey, man, like, you're supposed to be this spiritual guru, but you're sitting here drinking, I don't know if it was gin or what it was, right? And Abdullah said, that's your truth. Abdullah said, don't try to put your truth on me. If I want to have a drink, I can have a drink. If I want to have a smoke, if I want to snort crack, whatever I want to do, like, that's my truth. And again, I'm not promoting any vices, but y'all get what I'm saying. You have to. That's why you having your truth is so important, because your truth is what's governed by you. Your truth is what's governing your world. And the thing is, listen to what I'm saying. For any reality to come into your world. For any reality to come in your world, it has to be a truth that you agree upon. It has to be a truth that you agree upon. Look at racism. Racism isn't real unless two people agree upon it. Yeah, you might have a man of a certain shade hate a man of a different shade, but it's not racism until both people agree on it. You hear what I'm saying? That's why that's not even a thing to me. Yeah, you may hate me because of what I look like, but if I don't care, nor do I sponsor to that type of energy, then it's nothing to me. Then it's nothing to me. You can't hold me back. You can't keep money from my pocket. You can't keep me purchasing nothing. You can't keep me from traveling the world. Why do I want to put a term like racism? Why do I want to give something power that doesn't align with my truth of being a free, highly vibrating man? And that applies to everything. You know what I'm saying? The government might tell you you're supposed to be broke. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's all that, you know, when you're in the world and it's putting all this stuff out on internet and social media, and you know, it's a real thing, but your truth can override it, is what I'm saying. Your truth can override it. It's no different when you hear people that have stage 4, whatever sickness, and all of a sudden, man, in 30 days, they go back to the doctor and everything's gone. And everything is gone, man. So it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. So you can't agree. You can't agree to anything that's not your truth. Anything you see, you hear, you taste, you touch that doesn't agree with your truth, you have to consider it a false reality. You have to consider it a reality of the collective conscious or collective unconscious, however you want to see it. Because if they're not aligned with your truth, and everybody should have their own truth. Even some of the things that I'm saying right now in this video, it shouldn't align with everybody's truth. You know what I'm saying? Because if freedom and all that kind of stuff isn't your truth, then a lot of stuff I say might be BS. Right? But at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. This is the nuts and bolts of the conversation, man. It's all about, because you're gonna see different truths in your day-to-day just life. You're gonna experience different truths. You're gonna hear things that don't agree with your gut. You know. But the thing is this, and this is the ultimate, man. It all comes down to what you give emotional energy to. Because you can't avoid not being in somebody else's truth. You can't avoid being in scenarios and situations and being in different rooms where things that you don't agree with take place. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, man. But it all comes down to what you give emotional energy. So in other words, when you see, oh, your boy getting it. In other words, when you see a man of a certain color getting shot on TV, you don't respond to it. You don't make it make you feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? When they say, hey, you know, your job is going, or the industry that you're in, like they're getting ready to do something different. You can't make you feel some kind of way. You can't go to the house angry. You can't go home with your lip on the ground. You can't go amongst your family and friends like it's doomsday, like you've lost everything. It's all about your emotional state, man. Your emotional state and what you give energy to, man. So again, give no energy to nothing that's outside of your truth. Anything that's outside of your truth, I keep messing my camera up. Anything that's outside of your truth, man, give zero energy to it, man. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you only hear one thing I say, please hear that. Please hear that, man, because that's the exact thing that's creating your world. Because you'll say, hey, soul, hey, man, I read the book, I watched the videos, I came to the mastermind, and I heard you say how to form a new truth, but my world is still doing something else. You know what I'm saying? That means this. It means you're a double-minded man. It means you're aware of the truth of the conscious collective. You're aware of your own truth, but you're straddling the fence. You're straddling the fence. Your truth and what you stand on, man, is everything, man. So all I'm saying is be numb. Be numb to anything that isn't, like I said yesterday, be numb to anything that isn't in alignment with your truth, alignment with your vision, alignment with the world you want to live in. And I'm telling you, man, Let life do the rest, brother.